you can study the best of the best. If somebody's growing, they're leaving clues. Tony Robbins says success leaves clues. Hey there, I'm Dan Martell, serial entrepreneur, investor, and creator of SaaS Academy. In this episode, I'm going to share with you 5 different businesses that I look at or I've learned from as a software as a service SaaS entrepreneur to be inspired to help me come up with growth ideas. And be sure to stay with the end where we're going to share with you an exclusive training. It's called the Idea to Exit mini course. So if you want to learn how I identify opportunities in the market, build a clickable prototype, pre-sell that to get funding, to eventually recruit dev team and all the process around that, be sure to stay to the end. But let's get into the different markets that you can use to be inspired to grow your SaaS company. One of my favorite sayings, I actually don't know who said it, but it's learn wide, practice narrow. And I like that idea because I'm always looking for inspiration in the world to find things that I can use inside my businesses. I mean, it doesn't matter if, Henry Ford learned about building the assembly line from a meat packer in Chicago. If you are eating at a restaurant and you see something interesting, the way they bundle up maybe the menu, that might be inspiring. Or you're hiring somebody to come deal with your, some like lawn care at your house. And maybe there's something, the way they did their promotion in the offer that you can be inspired. I mean, the world is full of smart entrepreneurs, systems, repeatable systems. If you've ever read The E-Myth by Michael Gerber, franchise prototypes, where folks have figured something out. It might be the way they deliver the service. It could be the way they price something. It could be the way they market it. And your job as the entrepreneur is to learn wide, to be inspired, to take those learnings and go narrow in the implementation so that you can get an unfair advantage. If you're doing what everybody else is doing, I guarantee that you're going to have the exact same results as your other peers in the market. But if you find those nuances, those opportunities to R&D, what I call rob and duplicate from other industries, non-competitive, that's where things start to get interesting. So I want to share with you 5 different industries and the specific things that I took from those industries to help me grow my software companies. Upsells. This is one of my favorite. I learned this from the gym industry, the fitness industry. I've been blessed to have 2 friends of mine, Layla and Alex Hermosi, who are arguably the top experts in the world of gyms. They have a company called Gym Launch. They help, fitness studios, group studios, etc., personal trainers to kind of build and scale their businesses. And one of the things that they taught me, because I was involved in a CrossFit gym, was how to upsell. So when people come in to your gym, a lot of people will just sell them a monthly membership. It's like, oh, we have a discount, here you go. But that's not the full solution. To me, the way I think about an upsell is, okay, if they came in for one specific problem to be solved, I got to look at other opportunities to truly solve it. So I've always joked that SaaS, software as a service, really should be success as a service. And you can look for opportunities in your offering where you can upsell people to a higher level of service in the initial conversation. That might be by adding some success coaching as part of the upsell. That might be getting them on a better tier that's going to meet their needs in regards to integration with their CRM tool. Maybe they use Salesforce. But I love the idea of having somebody think they're coming in this way, and I do this with all my coaching clients, to buy a package, but as soon as they come in, get on a call with them, do what I call an account review, and then see if there's opportunities for them to be upsold into a higher tier program. Number 2, use cases. So one of the things you'll learn quickly if you're growing your software company is your product probably has different use cases. Maybe you have software. One of my friends, Ryan, he has a body shop software, and some customers use them for lead generation, others for selling their quotes, and others for scheduling the appointments of the body shop service. So those are different use cases. Well, one of my favorite industries that I learned, because I used to do this, was consulting. So consulting industry has this solution selling approach to their model, because the truth is they can do a lot of things. Maybe you have a product that can be a lot of things to a lot of people. It's not the best situation. Maybe you've got a little what I call featureitis. Maybe you've been building people's features. You're like a really expensive custom dev shop or a very inefficient custom dev shop for your customers. So you just keep building a bunch of stuff. So I've seen some cases where there's a dozen use cases. What consultant companies do really well is, even though their offering is intangible, they kind of package them up into solutions. So think of, when you're doing marketing or sales, that you're trying to identify a use case and you're using that to sell your solution, not just trying to sell your solution broadly in regards to the positioning that it serves, but a specific outcome or delivering a certain set of value to your customers. That will increase your win rates by almost double by just using use case selling or solution selling, and reduce your sales cycle by half, because you're speaking specifically to a problem they have today. And then once they come in, you do what's called land and expand. You get the deal, then you expand the account. Number 3, activation. So when people use a new product that they're new to, they've got to learn some terminology. They got to learn how the product works. They got to learn the flows, the success paths, the actions to set it up, to configure. And I always look at the gaming industry and like, how does the new user sign up process look? How does the level 1? See, most people don't realize in the gaming industry, because maybe you don't play video games, in the gaming industry, the level 1 is essentially a tutorial level. You can play it, but as you're playing it, it'll pause and it'll go, okay, now this is how you jump, and you learn to jump. And then you're doing things like, oh, this is how you duck and you slide underneath an obstacle, or this is how you jump onto a wall to be able to climb it. And to me, when I look at a lot of software that's struggling to retain customers, most of the time they have an activation problem. Because if somebody understood the value served on the website, the promise you made, and then they come into the product and they don't stick around, you have like double-digit monthly churn on logo churn, then that means there's probably something in that activation step that needs to be resolved. So you literally don't have to build anything new. You just got to make sure the customers feel the value that you promise on the homepage, and that's usually done through activation. So go and study video games. Yes, I'm telling you to go from a research mindset point of view and go play a ton of video games and make notes of how you can take those inspirations and apply it to your product. Number 4, product. It's been written about lean startup. Eric Ries, good friend of mine, he was an advisor to my last company, Clarity, where he talked about lean manufacturing techniques approached or leveraged to drive product decision making and creative kind of product rollout and marketing strategies. And for me, as an kind of a self-taught programmer and systems nerd, I went deep in things like the Toyota production system and Six Sigma and like quality assurance, and how do you build product that has low defect rates and just solves the customer's problem and has longevity and is creative in the solution that creates a platform that can be extended. And I just think if you've never studied the manufacturing industry to really inspire, people think like, oh, software is such a new thing. It's been around for like 20 some years, software as a service anyways. But manufacturing objects, and especially when the stakes are high, like industrial design or cars, where the cost of a prototype and R&D and then trying to manufacture it. Elon Musk said, prototyping an MVP is table stakes, like rockets to cars. He says, what's really hard is how do you mass produce those things? And I think that if you're struggling with product and how that connects to engineering and how do you make sure you solve customers' problems and do it in a way that's not wasteful, right? Where you have to rewrite a feature or you have to rewrite the implementation feature, be sure to go study the manufacturing industry, because they've been doing it for hundreds of years. They've got a lot of cool principles, best practices. One of my favorites at the Toyota production system is the idea that anybody can stop the line. If somebody discovers something being done wrong, they have the power, they're empowered to pull that string and the whole line stops. That means in that moment, somebody that's their manager rushes over to figure out what's going on to fix it, because you have hundreds of people and hundreds of thousands of dollars of product that's supposed to be produced every day, if not millions of dollars. But at least that's a really neat way. How do you do that in your software process? I don't know. I'm going to let you figure that out. I actually know how we do it, especially if you're using things like continuous integration, CI. If you don't know what that is, go Google it. But be sure to be inspired from the manufacturing industry, because it's an old industry. They have a ton of cool best practices and principles. And I think you'll really be inspired by how they solve some of the problems you're probably dealing with today. Number 5, pricing. This is one where I'm not going to even mention a specific industry. I'm just going to say it's all around you. Everything from, my friend Matt, who runs a company called Pila Case, and the way they were doing a buy one, get one free. They were the buy one, wash one case cover. So they actually do this cell phone case. So go check out Pila. to just like pricing, discounts, getting people to decide to make a decision, guarantees, the offer, the packaging. I mean, pricing is really value metrics. There are so many people around. And I like to study the folks that have been around that grow the fastest, because there's usually something around the offer. There's something around the way they price their product that really allowed the market to understand it quickly and cycle through and get success and feel like whatever they invested to pay for, what they actually wrote a check for, that it's valuable. And if you can look at these successful companies, one of the ways I do is I go look at the Inc. 100. The Inc. 100, fastest growing companies, not 500. Make it just 100. Go look at their product sites. Go look at their pricing. Go look at how they communicate their offers. Get on their email list. Get on their ad remarketing. Start seeing their ads and offers showing up in your Facebook feed so that you can study the best of the best. If somebody's growing, they're leaving clues. You know, Tony Robbins says success leaves clues. You want to get into their world so you can be exposed to those clues to really perfect your pricing. Because that is where the magic's going to happen, and it is all around us. Anytime you see an offer, just make sure you pattern match against people that are actually successful. So quick recap, 5 industries to learn from to grow your SaaS company. Number 1, upsells from gyms. Number 2, use case selling from consultants. Number 3, activation from the gaming industry. Number 4, product design from manufacturing. And number 5, pricing from all people around us selling anything, especially the fastest growing ones. That's how you will take things to the next level. As I mentioned at the beginning of this episode, I want to share with you the Idea to Exit mini course. Click the link below to get access to the exclusive training, where I'm going to show you the 3 stages that I use to launch new software projects, to give you the roadmap. Maybe you've been software curious, you've been following me for a while, and now is the time that you decide to jump in with both feet. Click the link below to get access to that free mini course to inspire you to approach it without wasting all your money, wasting your time, or building something that nobody wanted in the first place, but they were kind to you, because people are nice, but that does not mean they're going to part with their money. So click the link to get access to that. If you like this episode, be sure to click the subscribe button, share it with somebody that you care about, and leave a comment. Let me know, is the number 1 thing you took away from today's episode. And as per usual, I want to encourage you and challenge you to live a bigger life and a bigger business, and I'll see you next Monday.